S Bohem vlastě milovaná,
Pinipinto kong bayan ay paalam, lupang iniirog ng sikat ng araw. Mutyang mahalaga sa dagat silangan, kaluwalhatiang sa aming pumanaw. Masayang sa iyo'y aking idudulot, ang latak ko buhay na lubhang malungkot. Maging maringal man at labis sa lindog, sa kagalingan mo ay akin ding handog.
Jose Rizal saw it in us and wrote to us about it. Fighting not just for our freedom, but for our potential as a people to become something bigger than we can ever imagine. And just like our other heroes, he sacrificed for it. Because our heroes all believe that we have the potential, in fact the destiny, to be a light to the world. The Philippine Revolutionary Movement of 1896 was anchored on freedom with honor and holiness, a call that resonates to this day. These two events, April 1895, Good Friday Katipunan Covenant for Freedom with Honor and Holiness, and the June 18, 2010, Panata ng Sambayanan sa Pamathalaan, established the moral sacred foundations of our Philippine Republic. Rizal himself fostered not a revolution of arms but a spiritual one, to use the powerful faith of our country to transform ourselves into a moral and sacred nation.
If you look through our history, the events that shaped our nation point us to a moral and sacred future. It is crucial that we see and share in this vision, straight from our founding fathers, a future free of greed and corruption and ruled by faith and virtue. On the 30th of November 1938, the University of the Philippines made a pilgrimage to Baraswain Church, seat of the Malolos Congress, and placed the University of the Philippines marker to celebrate then and there National Heroes Day.
For those of us today living in a time of great change, we have the opportunity to fulfill this great vision. The call has been sent, and the response is in motion. Last December, the University of the Philippines launched the book, A Story to Tell, in the Year of Faith, Year of Grace, meant to consecrate and renew every pilgrimage prayer and sacrifice of the Philippine founding fathers.
We held the ceremony launch of this book, A Story to Tell, in the Year of Faith, Year of Grace, here at this heritage site in the University of the Philippines, UP Diliman. It was in this very place where we held the sacred coming together or katipunan of the sacred soil from the Philippine heritage sites and the sacred stones from the different countries of the world where Rizal traveled. Also, this was the place where we have the so-called Alay ng Sambayanan para sa Pangulo ng Universidad ng Pilipinas, President Alfredo E. Pascual. Because the multi-sectoral leaders and champions of pamathalaan or sacred prophetic politics or God's grace in education, governance, development, and diplomacy have gathered. This book emphasizes the history and prophecy when leaders and citizens unite, just like what happened in EDSA. So this place is marked by reconciliation, peace, healing, so that the wounds incurred by our Philippine history may totally end, and also the different leaders, Philippine presidents from way back in our Philippine history will really be united in fulfilling the destiny of the Philippines. This ceremony heritage site is the symbolic gesture of the purification of the Philippine flag from greed, corruption, and oppression through the redemption of the Filipino race envisioned by Dr. Jose Rizal and Katipunan through love, virtue, faith, and grace.
This was a simple and humble beginning for a greater call. But what does it mean to all of us now? We, the men and women called to fulfill the sacred destiny, a God-given call that has fallen to us and our generation.
We are at a turning point, a time only dreamt of by our founding fathers, when it is possible at last to see their visions fulfilled. My hope and confidence are based on this Ark of the Covenant, which the University of the Philippines has accepted to honor and nurture, and this crown of grace my family has accepted and welcomed to our home. This will ensure that Pamahalaan, or God's grace, will guide and take care of the Philippines and the world.
And it will take all of us to fulfill this destiny. And the changes that should happen will be at our personal level, at our homes, in our communities, and in our workplaces. This Pamahalaan Park was initiated by Chairperson Corazon Alma de Leon and inspires our book, The Philippines as the Pamahalaan Pilgrimage Country.
It can be as simple as the decisions we make every day, how we work, how we do our work, how we govern, how we choose our leaders, and how we serve the people. This is the covenant as published in the Filipino Earth Charter, Pamahalaan, Dambana ng Bayan.
It is in our generation that we embrace this sacred duty, this covenant with our past. If I can be the best student, the best Filipino that I can be, I can power the future forward. That is my answer.
To realize the moral sacred Philippines, the 2013 Good Citizenship class of the UP College of Arts and Letters, dedicated to Dr. Jose Rizal, has launched the Banal na Halalan para sa bagong henerasyon through election as pamamathala.
Our UP College of Arts and Letters class on good citizenship has taught us that it is not the date and facts that we want remembered, but the ideals that made the future possible.
The thinking that allowed us to carry on. Now, it is our turn to make history.
The Department of Environment and Natural Resources implemented the 2011-2012 Rizal and the Katipunan Pilgrimage routes for a moral sacred Philippines. At the first Rizal Monument of the world, in Daet Camarines Norte, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources made a commitment for the National Global Rizal Blumentritt Pamahalaan Academy. The network for the Rizal Blumentritt Pamahalaan Academy is envisioned at Rizal Katipunan heritage sites like the University of the Philippines, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Bayumbong, Nueva Vizcaya, Muhammad Asfar Rizal Monument Complex, the Pitan City, Zamboanga del Norte City of Rizal and the Blumentritt, Abu Dhabi, and other Rizal countries.
The blessings of the Lord has come into this department, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, when we heartfully received the Pilgrimage Mother a year ago during our anniversary. Alam po ninyo, nung tinanggap po namin ito, ay marami pong blessings na nangyari po sa amin. In fact, every Friday po ng hapon, ng alas 12, kami po ay nagmimisa at nire-recite po namin yung prayer na kinumpos ni Professor Alaras for us. Sa ganang akin po naman, kami po ay nautusan ng ating kagalang-galang na Secretary Ramon J. Paje, sa kanya Assistant Secretary Cora Davis, at kasama ang union ng DNR Union ay kami po ay dapat palagana po natin at idalhin po sa iba-ibang mga regional offices namin itong si Mama Mary sapagkat malaki po ang nagagawa nito sa pamahalaan, sa matuwid na daan at sa mabuting pamamahala sa gobyerno. Ito pong ating ginagawa ngayon ay hindi lamang para sa departamento po o hindi para sa ikabubuti po ng bayang Pilipinas. Naalala po namin na sa pamagitan lamang ng pagdarasal at pamimintuho sa ating mahal na ina na tayo po ay nakagagawa ng posible kahit na imposibleng mga bagay.
We are very blessed that in this humble space of the Mabini Hall, the Extension Office of Executive Secretary Paquito and Ochoa, we get to honor and nurture the memories and the continuing vigil so that we will all be given the grace and the strength to realize the call of our Philippine founding fathers. Also, the inspiration of the national prayer or pambansang panalangin sa pagsasakatuparan, panata ni Rizal at ng Katipunan sa puri at kabanalan ng lahing Pilipino is really given meaning and hope in this humble sacred space. The prayer goes like this: O mahabagin at mapagpalang Diyos, sa mga sandaling ito, iniaalay namin ang aming mga sarili bilang mga pinuno at mamamayan ng bayan. Pagkalooban po ninyo kami ng sapat na lakas na maisakatuparan, panata namin at ng sanlipunan sa puri at kabanalan ng lahing Pilipino.
The call for a sacred and moral Philippines echoes across our history, and we must hear it not just with our ears but with our hearts. The grace will be given to us if we respond to help fulfill it. The February 17, 2011 acceptance of His Excellency President Benigno Simeon C. Aquino III to be a member of the International Order of the Knights of Rizal is a sign to fulfill the hopes and aspirations of the Filipino people for a president who will follow the example and ideals of Dr. Jose Rizal as a leader, allowing himself to be guided by pamathalaan or God's grace.
The call of the Katipunan Covenant Day, done on a Good Friday of April 1895, a year before the actual Philippine Revolution, is indeed to honor the holiness of our Filipino race. The call for a moral sacred Philippines, as led by Rizal and Katipunan, is indeed to answer the covenant of Rizal and Katipunan for freedom with honor and holiness. We give thanks to the papacy of His Holiness Pope Benedict XVI. The three defining graces of his papacy: number 1, the Year of Faith Proclamation; number 2, the canonization of Blessed Pedro Calungsod; and number 3, the elevation of Manila Archbishop Luis Antonio G. Tagle into membership to the College of Cardinals. These three defining graces of His Holiness Pope Benedict XVI Papacy will be our guide in the celebration of the grace of the moral sacred Philippines. And this is also the answer to the covenant of our sacred ancestors and heroes for freedom with honor and holiness.
The nation, like a person, is composed of body, mind, and soul. The soul infuses and breathes life for both the person and the nation. In the nation's case, her soul comes from the heroic struggles, virtues, and blood of sacrifice of her founding fathers. The nation's mind is their ideals and virtues and values of freedom, justice, and human dignity. The nation's body, on the other hand, is constituted in her people and leaders. The convergence of these Trinitarian attributes is the spirit that moves the nation. Clearly, therefore, the spirituality of our founding fathers gave birth to our freedom, to our independent nation. It is thus not surprising for the Blessed Mother, seat of the Trinity, to be the inspiration of the founding fathers, especially in the case of the national hero, who revered her in the person of her mother. This is the thrust of Professor Alarra's long-running advocacy for a moral, sacred Philippines, of leadership by grace, of citizenship by grace. The many rituals that she led, from the Pamitingan Cave, and which culminated in the pilgrimage of the Lady of Pamatalaan, the Lady of Sacred Governance, to the Vatican, and her crowning in the Philippine mission there, symbolizes the fulfillment, the coming to pass of a vision now treading the path of realization in President Benigno Aquino's Tuwid na Daan. The Tuwid na Daan connects to the prophetic admonition of the founding father, Dr. Jose Rizal, that when we recover our good old moral qualities as a people, then that shall be the time when we shall join the wide road of progress.
In this year of faith, let us show our heroes that they were right about us. Let us lead our nation to the fulfillment of its moral and sacred destiny.